Welcome to Good Choices for Seniors. You're probably wondering what kind of choices that we can tell you about on the program that would help you. A person doesn't have to be physically challenged in order to find a new and an easier way to complete a project. There are so many ways that make your life a little easier and more enjoyable. I hope I can show you how to accomplish it. And if you have an issue that you would like to discuss, please email me at the address at the bottom of the screen. And now, as my first show, and I'm very excited. My first guest is Samantha Hirsch, and she is a publisher for Senior Blue Books. Samantha, hello.
Morning, Barb. How are you?
I am terrific. How are you?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm excited to be your first guest.
Oh, I'm thrilled to have you. See, I owed you one. I didn't get to lunch the other day. So it's payback time, folks. But Senior Blue Book, I love.
Thank you.
I truly use it as a reference for my own information, for finding things. And I think that's what people out there need to know. New visitors coming into the community, maybe somebody who's never needed anything. And even if they don't need anything, they should still check it out.
I 100% agree with you. Our mission at Seniors Blue Book is to supply information for seniors and their adult children to make informed decisions about their health care, whether if that's staying at home and aging in place with support services, or moving to an assisted living or independent living where they offer few services or as many services as possible. We provide a format that lists everything for everybody, whether these companies choose to advertise with us or not. We do list them because my philosophy is the public at large needs to know everything that's available to them, not just people who choose to support us at Seniors Blue Book, and that's always going to be my philosophy in printing.
Well, let me tell you, you get around. I have to say that, folks. She is all over the west coast of Florida. How far do you go? I know you start at Manatee. Do you go?
I actually, I have been in the Sarasota area with our Sarasota edition for about 5 years now. But prior to that, I have been publishing in Lee and Collier counties, which is this edition, for about 20 years now.
Wow.
This is really what I started with. It's hard for me to admit that I've been doing this for 20 years.
We won't tell anybody.
Yes. And then I had quite a few people call from this area and say, would you consider coming and doing a book here? And that's what prompted me to come. So we cover everywhere from Marco Island through the tip of Manatee County. You can find our books in Walgreens, back by the pharmacy area, in all the Walgreens stores. We're in many other places as well, but that's an easy place that everyone knows where
Everybody
their
knows
closest Walgreens
Walgreens,
is.
yeah.
Yes.
And they really are, and they are free of charge.
They are.
And I love the fact that you have my surgeon on the front page. He looks gorgeous. I told him I didn't appreciate him looking that good when I saw him the other day. It wasn't fair. But what is the actual mission of the Senior Blue Book when you're talking?
To provide people the information to make informed decisions truly is what it is. There's so many services, and every day there's more and more things that come into the forefront of aging successfully that many people are unaware of.
Yeah.
We make it our mission to include all of those things in the book, whether it's an emergency alert device or it's a Dr. Grab bar, so you're safe in your shower, or if you need something as simple as someone to come in and take you shopping and do some light cleaning in your house with a homemaker service, to really in-depth skilled nursing, home health. You can find all of those type of agencies in the book.
Am I wrong too in asking, but don't you have like financial advisors as well as, which I think seniors need? Even young people need it, but I think the seniors particularly need to have some place to go, like to say legal aid or a regular lawyer or, insurance, things like that. I would think those would be crucial to being along in there as well.
They are, and the front of our book is laid out in alphabetical order, A to Z. So I happen to open to F, where you'll see funeral and cremation services.
Oh, great.
And prior to that, you'll have FI, financial services. So in the very front part of the book, we have this how to use the guide. It's really just a snapshot to make it as easy as possible. We also cover terminologies that are incredibly important.
Oh, yes.
What does an ECC license allow you to provide? What does ADLs mean? Many people are completely clueless as to the acronyms used in the healthcare that nurses and doctors might use, you know, your blah, 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 and people are saying, what the heck is that? We kind of go through all of that in here and really give you a layman's view of what all of these things
Gee,
are.
now, see, I missed that in the book. I didn't know the terminology was in there, so I'm going to have to check that out.
We have two sections, home health definitions
Yes.
and then senior living definitions.
Yeah, the home health are crucial for most people, whether they are dealing with themselves or with a family member. You know, they need to understand the terminologies when it comes to home health, because there are so many agencies out there, and it blows your mind.
It kind of does.
It really does.
The amount of home health, and then there's Medicare agencies,
Yep.
Medicaid agency. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you need to be aware of. And something I'm incredibly excited to announce is, as well as the book, we are now taking this to an event where seniors, we encourage you to come out and
Yes.
ask questions and find out. We're assembling several panels of experts. It'll be March 21st at the Church of Hope, which is right behind Fruitville Road, a little bit east of the freeway.
Oh, great.
Fountains of Hope, which is an assisted living on that property, is one of our VIPs, and we're providing a free lunch to all of our attendees. But the purpose of this event is to go even into more detail than we can provide in our limited real estate in a printed guide,
Right.
and really answer the questions that people have about making, let's face it, if you are moving to an assisted living, this is one of the biggest decisions you're ever going to make, and you want to do your due diligence in finding out what community is right for you. This gives you the opportunity to ask people working at those communities what exactly goes on there and why, and kind of compare apples to apples. So we will be, of course, advertising this in the Herald Tribune, the Jewish News, many other forums, but I invite all seniors to come March 21st from 9 to 4 to Church of Hope to learn more about their options in aging well.
I think that's good. And is that free of charge?
It is free of charge with a free
okay.
lunch included for all.
Wow.
We'll have 50 vendors displaying their items, and then the panel of experts going through a myriad of how to make wise choices in terms of aging well.
Wow, I'm gonna. Can I sit at it as well?
I hope so. You better be there, Barb.
I'll be one of the people at a booth probably, but I like that idea. I like the idea that you're taking a group of just seniors and educating them, you know, in a forum or whatever it will be, and letting them know what's out there for them, letting them know that they don't have to go through whatever they're going through, you know,
There's
personally.
help. Yeah.
That just help.
And there's a lot of financial implications and different things you need to deal with before you do make a move like that, to make sure your money is going to last as long as possible with the help of a financial planner or elder
Right.
law attorney. All of those things, those type of companies and businesses will be represented at the symposium as well to answer your questions and really help you put a plan in place. I'll just quickly tell the story of how Seniors Blue Book started. There was a gentleman named Cliff Chadwick that lived in Denver, Colorado, and in his 60s, he was 69, his wife had a debilitating stroke. He came to the hospital and they told him, you have 24 hours to find your wife an ALF. He did not even know what ALF stood for, and in case any of you out there don't, it's Assisted Living Facility. He was mortified that he wasn't given one piece of information to make an informed decision. He took it upon himself to create Seniors Blue Book. It was just a black, white, and blue book that covered Denver for 20 years. In his 80s, he became ill himself and looked to sell it. He ended up selling it to my mother, Marion Hirsch, who took it over in Denver, and then we grew across the state of Colorado, where we have 5 books now, and then we began to franchise. So there's 23 books across the nation, and our website is a nationally based website, so if you need to find help for somebody in Anchorage, Alaska, or Honolulu, Hawaii,
Oh, that's
you can
wonderful.
get on the site and do that. Whereas books in 23 markets, but the website is across the entire United States.
And almost everybody uses the computer or the iPad or whatever today. So that's a wonderful. I didn't realize that you had
The national.
the
We went
national
national
section.
about 2 years ago.
Really?
Before we just had data on the areas we printed books in. Now we took the leap and we're covering
Yeah.
the nation.
Really, the whole nation?
The whole nation.
Wow, that must keep you busy, girl.
Yes, it was a lot of time compiling the information, I'll tell you that.
I can imagine, but you know, that's what seniors need. They need, I like the size of the book. It's easy to hold, it's not heavy, it's convenient. I can, like you said, it has an index and everything, but you can go through it at your own leisure and pick out what you want to look for and then just make choices. And I always tell everybody, take two alternatives.
Yes.
Don't just go with one. Get a second opinion. That's crucial to anything that you do. And I love the book. I think it's fantastic. So I think this is going to be an interesting way of doing it. I know I got mine at the hospital. I picked it up at the hospital in Punta Gorda, I believe.
Yes, Bayfront Hospital has been
Yeah,
phenomenal
Bayfront.
and making sure that they get this in the hands of every senior who needs information.
Yeah.
I'm really thrilled for my partnership with them.
Yeah, they're one of Bayfront's really working very hard. I think since they took over the area about a year ago, and I like the way they're working and doing with people. So I think it's going to be a nice bond for you, I would assume.
Yes,
so.
I'm thrilled to
Yeah.
work with them.
Now, I know you are out all the time. Folks, she's never home. I think most of the time you're probably in the car when I talk to you. So I've gotten to the point where I just email you. I figure it's safer. But you do travel an awful lot, Samantha. I know you're up and down the counties. And what I think is interesting, and I wish you'd touch on it a little bit, is the luncheons that you hold in the different communities. Not so much for the senior citizens, but for the professionals.
Senior professionals.
Senior professionals,
We
thank
do
you.
2 meetings a month called Marketing Mania, and the purpose is to get professionals together to let each other know about their services and finding ways they can partner together. I've watched so many amazing relationships flourish through meeting at my meetings. We do it in a speed networking format. There's no speaker. It's just strictly about networking. Everybody gets 5 minutes. I blow my little
Right.
whistle, and one side of the room moves down like
I
speed
guarantee you
dating.
she blows the whistle.
Yes, I have to. It's just really another way of local professionals being able to refer to
Right.
each other and make really powerful partnerships like I have with the hospital. I think it just helps meet seniors' needs even more. And when a professional is out, say you work as a home health agency and you're meeting with a client, signing
Right.
them up, and they say, well, I really want to get an emergency response system. Can you who would you
Right.
recommend? And I guarantee you, have met somebody like Barb Carley at my meetings who could help them fill that void.
Right.
And that is the purpose of doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That I think it's really great because I know for me it gets me to meet other people that I wouldn't normally meet, other professionals, depending on what their position is. Hospitals and home health I see a lot of.
Yes.
But I don't see the financial advisor or the attorneys and some of the others that you
The
have.
not-for-profits,
The-
yeah.
Yeah, that's really what's crucial because they do so much.
They do.
And they need to be given credit for that, I think. And I love the book. I can't tell you how happy I am with it. So, it really makes it good. But is there anything else that you may be able to tell me about this? I know you network every month, but you network in different areas. This is why she's on the road so much.
Because I am covering 5 counties and we do these large events, one in Lee, one in Collier, now one in Sarasota.
Yeah.
It does keep me busy and on the
Yeah.
road. I also am out networking at I encourage all of you to go to our website, and we have an amazing calendar for both senior professionals and then for seniors themselves.
Wonderful.
Most of which the events are free or at very
Yeah.
low cost. This is a venue for anybody, whether they advertise or not, that is doing events for seniors to post their events on our site. My goal is that seniors don't have to go around to a bunch of different sites to collect information
Yeah.
and find out what's going on. You can find it all in one place. And for professionals, it's the same thing. I hope, it is my goal that when I email once a week all the events going on that week, the professionals
Oh,
are
yes.
taking out their calendar and putting them in and they know where to go. I get a lot of thanks from both seniors and professionals from doing this, and it's a really rewarding part of my job. I want people to know about we live in an amazing area that does so much for seniors.
Yes.
It's a great, every day you could probably go out and do 3 different things that were free and learn a lot and enjoy yourself. And that's a beautiful thing about this area.
Yeah, I love the fact that you do that one page of upcoming events on the email. It just makes it easier for me to associate with my calendar, like you said, and to see if I'm going to be available and if I can make it, I think that's something nobody else has ever done that I can remember doing for, at least for a whole month in advance, which really makes life a lot easier for the professional.
I know for me it does, so I'm assuming everyone else. And if you look on there, you will truly be amazed at the amount of events. There's always something going on.
Yeah, I think that is wonderful. I can't get over how great this book is. And, going with that, and I just wish it was more available, easy. I just don't know where else you can put it, though. Can people contact you?
Of course.
I mean, if they would like to have some books to, display and give away?
Yes, most definitely. If anyone would like to be added to our distribution list, give me a call, contact me through our website. My number is 941-351-3630, and our website is seniorsbluebook.com. We are really in 1,400 locations as far as distribution goes. We're in a ton of doctors' offices. That's been a huge focus for me. We are also in Detweilers. We are in the libraries. Detweilers moves about 250 books a week, which is
that's amazing.
It blows my mind.
Yeah.
The tax collector's office, AAA. Really, it's a combination of me reaching out and contacting people I think would be appropriate to have the book.
Right.
And many people call me and say, I love this book. I want to give it to my patients. Can we be a spot for you?
That's a good question. Can somebody like me call you and say, well, I know a place where maybe you could display them?
I would greatly
appreciate it. Would you like the referral?
Yes, most definitely.
Would? Okay, that's good to know, because I think it's so easy. It's so much easier when you know where to go to find something and you're not running all over town. And nobody, especially with the snowbirds on their way, wants to be on the road these days.
And I do want to say, if you have any problem getting out and you need the book, please give me a call. I'll be happy to put one in the mail and get it right to your door if you need one. Give me a call anytime.
Well, I'm just thrilled you're here. I really am. I'm so glad we're getting to talk about this today. But I do want to kind of switch gears before we get too late on the show. One of the things that I will be doing at every show is showing the audience an adaptive aid. Now, it doesn't mean that they have to be, in a wheelchair or physically challenged. It just means it's something easier for you to do, something to make your life better so that you can enjoy it. And so with that in mind, I was trying to figure out how to start out today. And I was switching my lights around last night, and I said, that's what I'll bring, my light switch. So what I'd like to do is explain to you what I have with me. I had to undo my lights to bring this, but this is a remote control for your lights in your home. Now, this comes with 3 on it, which is great. There's some with 1, depending on what you want. I prefer the 3. I use it with my living room, my dining room, and my bedroom. Now, most all of us, at the end of the night, you're going to bed, getting ready, and the one thing you have to do is turn off all the lights. Well, this makes it so much easier.
And safer.
And safer. You're not walking. Right now, I have a service dog in my home, and his toys are all over the carpet. And I have to be sure I don't trip on them or fall over them or anything. So by having this, it makes that more convenient for me. So what it does is I can go in to when I'm getting ready to retire, I can take this and push it on, and that'll push my bedroom light on. Then when I get into the bedroom, I take and I push the other 2 switches for the living room and the dining area, and I'm turning them off so that I'm never walking through a room where there isn't light. And the other thing I like about it is if you wake up in the middle of the evening or sometime, you can turn one of the outer lights on just to make you feel more comfortable, to make you realize, well, you're not in the house alone, or you can see where you're going and there's no problems. And what you do, to explain how this works, you take this, and it has room for 2 light switches, so you could have 2 in your living room if you wanted to, as long as they were nearby. You plug your lights in here, you put this into your wall outlet, and you turn your lamp on, and then all you do is use your buttons to turn it on and off. It's great. Once in a while, you have to replace a battery, probably once a year. I'm guessing. I've had them for 3 or 4 years now. They used to only come out at Christmas time for your tree lights.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I used to use them all the time for the tree lights. And all of a sudden, I said, well, gee, why aren't I using them the rest of the time? It's easier, And I swear by these. They're so much easier. I never have had a problem where they didn't work. And they're very inexpensive. And you can usually buy them in almost any hardware or, place that sells lighting and fixtures or anything like that. They have the remotes. But I recommend, even if you don't have a challenge in life, get them anyway. Because when you first wake up at night, in the middle of the night, everything is so dark and you're not sure. And if this is on your nightstand, all you have to do is push the light before you even get out of bed.
And I don't know if everyone knows what a huge percentage falls play in the decline of seniors' health. I think it's the biggest issue. Yeah. So falling is something you want to avoid at all costs. Anything to help do that is money well spent.
Oh, yeah. And the other thing I always tell people when they're turning their lights on and off, first of all, when you turn it off, if you're using your hand or even the switch and you're right there by it, if you're looking at the light, shut your eyes and count to 10. Because when you open your eyes again, your eyes will have adjusted to the darkness and you can see the room clear. It's almost like there's a light on in some cases, depending on the type of room and drapes and everything that you have. But it does work. It prevents them from, most people shut the light off and start walking. Yeah. And they really shouldn't. They should take their time and let their eyes adjust to the darkness. But if you can have it on your bed lamp, or your bed table, on your bed table, it's even better.
Yes.
You could be in bed when you shut it off.
Yes. My own grandma, I think, fell about 5 times. So I am very painfully aware of not wanting that to happen.
That's right. And they're so inexpensive. It's well worth having them and having the 3. And you can put the remotes anywhere you want. I keep it in my living and dining area. Those are my 2 biggest areas that I walk through constantly, and then the bedroom. And that's what I do, I even have night lights around, but I still like the idea of putting another light on when you do get up. It just, for some reason, it makes you safe, And when you're getting out of bed, the other thing you should do, sit on the edge and count to 10. Don't jump up and walk off. That's when they fall.
Yep.
That's when you make mistakes, and I really think that's one of the things that's highly important. But I hope people will think about this at least and try using it. It is a good choice for you, whether you are having a physical challenge or not. It doesn't matter. It's something that can work for you and help you and make life easier. Again, back to that.
Even my 12-year-old daughter, who's scared of the dark, I'm thinking this would be a good thing for her. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, if you have somebody like that, even that would work very well with her, And the fact that she can control it gives her the feeling that, hey, I'm okay. I can run this, I know what's going on, and that would be great for her.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic. But what I'd like to do is, we talked a little bit about that, and let's get back to Senior Blue Book. And what is one of the things you'd like to tell the audience for them to know, to remember, that's important about the Senior Blue Book? What will help them?
I think what's important is that a lot of seniors just take what their doctor says or what a healthcare professional says as the word of God almost in a way, and don't really explore options. I think the beauty of this book is all the options are laid out for you, and you have the ability to make your own choices. I'm not telling you not to listen to your doctor. I'm just telling you to do your due diligence, and this provides the format for you to make informed decisions. That's what it's all about, and that's why we print the book.
And I agree with you. It isn't just talking to your physician, it's talking to everybody.
Yes.
I think anyone who has knowledge or information, if you can get to them and talk to them, you know, you may not use it today, but you store it up here.
I have had people call me 4 years later and say, I picked your book up at Walgreens, knowing my mom would need help. Now, 4 years later, she does need help. And I know many people say print is on the way out, and I get that in many arenas, but as far as healthcare goes, we are an authoritative publication, and we're actually trending up. When people want to make these life-changing decisions, like where to place mom for memory care or assisted living, you really kind of want to hold on to something, really explore your options. I get so many calls from adult children that say, I've got your book. Can you send one to my brother in Texas and my other brother in Idaho, and we need to decide what to do for mom.
And you do that.
I send them wherever they're needed, most
I didn't realize you mailed them out as well. That's great. Yeah, because when you're dealing with a family, everybody in the family wants their opinion put in. And if they have the book, they can look at the choices that you've circled for them or told them about, whatever, and hopefully they can make an
informed decision. I just had a wonderful opportunity to interview a mother and her adult child. She lives at the Windsor at Lakewood Ranch.
Oh, yeah.
And the daughter was amazing to me. She really took a deep interest in making sure she got her mom to the right place.
Yeah.
She picked 5 places. She went back to each place 3 times.
Wow.
She spoke with residents. She didn't come announced, which I would highly recommend to everybody. Don't call any senior living and ask for an appointment. You drive up and you walk in and say, I'd like to take a tour of your community. This way you're really seeing what's going on. There's no chance to put on any show for you. This is what's happening on the day-to-day basis. I encourage, like what Michelle did with her mom, Pat, at the Windsor, really taking the time and doing your due diligence. Not every place. Some people thrive in a smaller community. Some people thrive in a larger one.
That's true.
Some people need to be with just a few other people, like an adult family care home. All of these things are important to you personally, your parent. You really need to. You don't want to have to move your parent more than once. It's every time you move them, their health declines, and it's a very emotional upheaval.
Oh, it's huge.
When you're downsizing, having to move, get rid of your items that you've had for many times, God knows how many years, and just picking some because you're moving to a 1-bedroom as you were in a 3,500 square foot house. It's huge. We have all those services to help you downsize and all of those things in the book, which is huge. But this is not a light decision, and you really do need to do your research.
Yeah, I think that's so important for them to realize that you're going from, like you said, a big home, and now we're going into a private facility with 1 room and a bath possibly, and it's such a major adjustment. And I know when I had to do it for my mother, I went to every facility as she did and checked them all out, and I did come unannounced.
The best advice I can give anybody, it truly is.
Yeah, but anyway, we're at the end.
That went fast.
It went fast.
Yes.
But Samantha, I really want to thank you. I think this was a great first program to let people know where to find resources. And that's the key when you're first starting to do anything. Get your list of resources first, and then start exploring, head out and visit them, whatever it takes. But I do want to thank you so much for being here today. I do appreciate it.
I appreciate you asking.
You're very welcome. And until next time, everybody, think positive.